দর্শক আমন্ত্রণ জানাচ্ছি চ্যানেল 24 সাপ্তাহিক আয়োজন ইনসাইডে। আজকে আমরা নিউ ডেভেলপমেন্ট ব্যাংক, আপনারা জানেন যে বেশ কয়েক বছর আগে ব্রিক্সের যে 5 সদস্য তারা মিলে এই ব্যাংকটি চালু করেছে এবং পরবর্তীতে 2021 সালে বাংলাদেশ সদস্য হয়েছে। তার উচ্চপদস্থ একজন কর্মকর্তা বাংলাদেশে এসেছেন। বাংলাদেশের অর্থনৈতিক সম্ভাবনা এবং একই সাথে কীভাবে এনডিবির কার্যক্রমকে বাংলাদেশের সাথে আরও বেশি রিলেট করা যায় এই বিষয়গুলো নিয়ে আমরা তার সাথে আলোচনা করব। ভ্লাদিমির কাজবেকভ, তিনি চিফ অপারেটিং অফিসার এবং ভাইস প্রেসিডেন্ট নিউ ডেভেলপমেন্ট ব্যাংকের। স্যার, ওয়েলকাম টু আওয়ার প্রোগ্রাম। থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ ফর গিভিং আস সাম টাইমস। As I know, this is the first trip in Bangladesh. So how was the experience in first day?
I have a very good meeting today with the secretaries and joint secretaries of Ministry of Finance and Minister. I should say that we have a good choice of the projects here, and we will spend time to understand these projects. Most of them definitely in line with NDB Mandate, and we can see priorities, modalities, some details.
So can you share us some specific points? What is the mandate of NDB to Bangladesh?
It's not to Bangladesh. You see, let me reiterate that in NDB, quite, I should say, unique multilateral development bank, because it was established by developing countries for themselves. It's not like developed countries to deliver aid or something like that. For that reason, Bangladesh is a natural partner. It's not like recipient of help, it's a natural partner of the institution. That's the approach. So I think that we have bright future for the NDB operations development in Bangladesh, so that's simple.
As I know, NDB started with $50 billion paid up capital in the beginning. Until now, they already disbursed $30 billion loans to the different countries. So,
no, we disbursed like, it's not disbursed. It's the overall portfolio NDB for the member countries is for the moment 34 billion plus US dollars. Disbursed 18 point something billion.
So how Bangladesh can receive more disbursement from NDB in the future? Do you have any specific plan?
You see, as for the moment, for sure, we discussed it today within the Ministry of Finance and Dhaka Wasser. The first project nearly ready for submission to start internal procedure of NDB approval, Dhaka water supply project with a cost more than 300 million USD. So hopefully by March we can complete everything and project to be approved. Then we sign loan agreement with this, Bangladesh government, and then we can start providing money for the project. Gas supply project in between Dhaka and Narayanganj, yes. So hopefully, like third quarter, that project to be assessment and all preparations to be completed, and then go ahead, sign loan and move. So, and that means overall for this year we will have like 760 million approval for Bangladesh only. It's
very good. What is the, or what would be the disbursement process
disbursement process with NDB and there's another institution looks like that. You have project, you have disbursement schedule, and depending on the stage of the implementation project, you disburse the next amount. It's natural.
So do you have any specific supervision program for the project, like how project is being implemented, or what's the quality of work?
Definitely, we have consultants to look at the project, and then we rely upon country system. This is one of the specific of NDB. We rely upon country system, but we have certain requirements. So, and then we see that if locally that phase of the project accepted, We just check.
You know, Bangladesh received huge amount of foreign loan or grant from the different sources like World Bank, IMF, IDB, and some other sources. So, what is the difference between IMF, World Bank, and NDB in the future for Bangladesh?
For Bangladesh, I see it's a partnership. This is the difference. I think that for certain part we have the same terms and conditions, but we can provide loans in other currencies. This time we discuss the option like plus CNY. Maybe later we issue Indian rupees. We have similar project in other member countries. Maybe something good you can pick up from other member countries.
So, what would be the interest rate of the finance?
It's it depends on the tenor. You see, normally it's slightly, if you compare, let's say, with World Bank, it's AAA. Our pricing slightly higher. It's natural because
Rather than World Bank and IMF and some
yes,
other sources.
IMF is different.
IMF
They are
is
not
different,
providing
yeah.
finance for the project. But we have more flexibility, and one of the, I should say, benefit from NDB, our timeline for the project assessment at average 9 months now. It's not like 2 years, 9 months. Starting from the process we started assessment to the approval.
Do you have any strategic plan for Bangladesh, like next 2 or 3 years you will disburse some amount of money?
That's the purpose of my trip. We will start preparing at least 3-year country partnership plan and see. I think now we have a good start. 700, more than 700 million expecting for this year, and let's see for the next years. But I'm not ready to say, okay, for the next year we'll do 1 billion. We have number of project proposals.
Which sector Bangladesh needs more finance, more support?
For me, it's difficult. I think that, look, at NDB strategy, we have these numbers like 70% sustainable infrastructure. Sustainable infrastructure, you can, whatever.
Like green energy and
yes,
so
everything. So I think depending on the readiness of the project. But it's obvious, the growth rate of Bangladesh economy rather high. That means you need a lot of different infrastructure, energy, water, even social infrastructure. You have young population.
So why Bangladesh go to NDB, not to the World Bank or AIIB or IMF? What's your attractive point?
I think that it's not matter of, I should say, it's like some big difference. Bangladesh, I am sure, will continue borrowing from World Bank, ADB or AIB, our parent institution sitting in Beijing, or even some other national agencies. I do not think we need to compete. We just may supplement each other or even co-finance. Frankly speaking, we have in our strategy even certain requirements. We need to co-finance with other MDBs. So I do not see any big problem if we, let's say, we put our money together with World Bank or ADB in one project. Perfect.
What do you feel that what's the basic risk for Bangladesh economy right now and next?
I think that it's so obvious. You have certain currency exchange matters, financial market stabilization, but this is natural for growing, developing economy. I do not see any big issues here.
In which point Bangladesh need more emphasis for further development or sustainable?
Members of Bangladesh government, my understanding that they have quite comprehensive approach to the development of their country. Judging by today's conversation, I see that they do want to have stable development for all the sectors on Bangladesh economy, including providing support for the population. That's why it's natural for us. This is NDB mandate.
You know, new government started his new journey for the further development. So, how do you feel about the development of the economy and future plan, how they do move?
You know, today I have heard that they, let's say, for water, they have like 30 years planning ahead. It's perfect. So I think that if you can plan your infrastructure development for 30 years, let them do. We're just here to supplement their efforts.
So, do you have any specific plan next 2 or 3 or 5 years? NDB will provide Bangladesh $2 or $3 billion for different projects. Specific plan.
As I said before, it depends. So we just got this first bunch, like 11, 12 projects. Let on NDB side identify the scale and our capacity. We also have another 7 members. So they also want to have certain finance from NDB. I do think that we started with good speed. 760 for the first year, fine. Let's look at the future with open eyes. So see that I think we return back to Bangladesh later this year and continue our engagement with the government to see what project to be prioritized. And final numbers, you see, final numbers may be not so important. Important the quality of the project and I should say inclusiveness. If those projects can really help growth and people.
Right. How NDB will raise its capital? World Bank and IMF has its different plan or different model. So
you mean borrowing for the? You see, for the moment we have good access, both for international markets. We issue USD bonds, and then we have very good access for China market. We issue Panda bonds. Now we're going to issue, maybe in quite near future, start issuance in India, rupee bonds. We did issuance in South Africa for South African ZARs, and hopefully before the end of the year we move into Brazilian market too. So, because this is in articles of agreement of NDB to support the development of national financial markets of the member country and develop local currency finance. So we're now trying to explore new opportunities in that matter, because in the end, most, let's say, for non-sovereign operations, local currency finance, excluding its currency risk to be excluded, could be much more effective.
Would it be any grace period for Bangladesh for the financing? Like
it's not like 10 years, 5 years. It depends on the loan and the terms and conditions agreed in between NDB and Bangladesh government. The moment loan approved and we move to the negotiation, to the loan agreement, I can say, okay, for that particular loan we have this grace period. And for the next, maybe different.
So thank you very much.
Okay.
We can end our discussion here.
Thank you. It was pleasure.
দর্শকের সাথে শেষ করছি আজকের মতো ইনসাইট। ভালো থাকবেন সবাই।
Okay.